Conas to. In this video, we're going to swap out these old bulbs with some fresh LEDs. I never really liked how other drivers put LEDs into lamps that were never designed to have them, and it can quite often blind other drivers, but I decided I was going to try this for myself and see how it goes. So here's what we have. The main bulbs are going to be using H4s and the fog lights have got some H3s. This is Temu's finest, so you know, very affordable. Very chunky and weighty as well, so hopefully the heatsink does its job there. They haven't got any fans or anything like that. And I just got a bag of random LED bulbs and stuff like that if I want to upgrade things like the brake lights. Probably won't do the indicators because that tends to cause a lot more issues. This is comparing the old and new. As you can see, the length is pretty much identical. Maybe a tiny bit longer on the back side, but not much. These more or less disintegrated as I was trying to take them out, so I'm guessing they are very old. Okay, keep going. Before I show you the comparison, with these particular bulbs, I had to basically grind down the edge all the way around here, just a tiny bit, with a file. This is made of aluminium, so it's very easy to file. Before it would fit into the housing, it was just a bit too snug. It required too much force, so I just ground it down a tiny bit. So let's get to the comparison. So color wise, it's very obvious. Actually, it looks a little bit blue on the camera, but it's not like that in real life. It's more white. But when you're standing in front of the car, it looks a little brighter, but it's not like as much as I thought it would be, as much of a difference. And then looking at the pattern, I just hung the sheet up. You can see it seems to throw a little bit more light than the incandescent bulbs, and a more defined kind of cut off. So yeah, it shouldn't blind any other drivers. And then when I put it on the high beam, again, very similar pattern coming out of the lamps. Shouldn't blind anyone, pretty focused, but definitely brighter than the regular ones. Another tip here was that I just loosened this bracket here and I took out the coolant bottle sitting here just so I could get a bit more access to get into the back of the lamp housing. On this side, it'll be different for everybody, but I don't have the stock airbox. I might have to move this, well, I definitely will have to move this out of the way, take that off so I can get into the back of this housing. As for the fog lights, I'd like to do them as well. There's also the side lights are down there. They're a little bit tricky to get to be honest. There is one bolt here at the front, and then there's two nuts accessed from the top parts of the fog light that you need to take off, but there's really limited space there. I had to do it once when I was taking the bumper off and it was not a fun job. So anyway, I'll keep going. So these are the standard parking lights or side lights, and I had three options in this kit that would fit in the same housing. There's this one here, there's 4 LEDs in the front, this one here which has 5, but they point in all different directions, and there's this one here which looks most like this one but also only has a single LED inside it, which is more kind of directional. This is the one I chose to go with. As you'll see, it's about the same brightness, maybe a tiny bit brighter. Likewise, this is the H3 bulb I took out, and the replacement, which is the exact same size. No modifications needed on that one. So let's have a look. And this is the side lights. Might actually turn off the lights so you can get the full effect of this. As you can see, similar level of brightness, but this one is just a lot more white. Kind of looks blue on camera, but in real life it's a bit more white. And the fog lights, there is a big difference. They are far brighter, but the beam doesn't go up any higher than stock. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let me show you with the lights on. So brighter, less yellow, older stuff. Pretty happy with how it turned out. I'll move on to the brake lights now. I am not going to go near the indicators because I'm fairly sure that if I swap them over, it's going to make, you know, have that hyper flash thing or whatever. I just don't want to deal with that. It's literally one screw to get this lamp taken out. And there's your indicator and your brake light. Brake light looks like this, which has two filaments in it. One for your parking light, one for your brake light itself. There's two connectors on the bottom and the ground, obviously. And the only ones that came in the kit were like this. It is the right size, but unfortunately it only has a single node at the back here. So as you can see in the fitting itself, there is two. So this might be used for something else, but it's definitely not suitable for a brake light. So I will continue this video. I'll order some more and pick up from there. The LED bulbs have just been delivered, so this will show you the difference between the ones I was trying to use previously that have a single pole, and this is the bulb that is being taken out with two on the bottom, two connections, and these are the new ones I got. So as you can see here, two poles on the bottom, look to be no larger than the original, so it should be fairly straightforward. Just going to check this is working before I put the housing all back in. Okay. And it gets brighter when the brakes are applied. Definitely brighter. Looks good. So the last item I want to look at here is this little lamp here at the rear, which is the reversing light. And there is a little connector just under there, which has a housing for a bulb. This is the bulb that comes in as standard. And I have a replacement here, again from Temu. There's only one. It's not on both sides, as you can see. There is one remaining bulb, which is just in this map light or cabin light. But I could change with something like this. It's a little bit wider, but let's see if I can fit it. Yep, it fits. And all back together. Cool. So that is it from my LED adventure. Every bulb was purchased on Temu for hella cheap. So hopefully someone else finds this useful. Slán!